Hello everyone and welcome. Today is a very special day. I have a package here that has come all the way from Norway, and it is a coffee subscription service called Kaffe Box. These guys send out coffee every month, working exclusively with Scandinavian roasters from places like Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. You've probably heard of famous coffee roasters in these areas like Tim Wendelboe, a personal hero of mine, and Coffee Collective, just to name two. And these are exactly the kinds of roasters that Kaffe Box teams up with every month. The style is focused on roasting very light, in a way that highlights the flavor of each bean without being underdeveloped. Scandinavian roasters seem to have mastered this style, and some of the roasts in the past that I've had from Tim Wendelboe have been some of the best coffees I've ever had. So without further ado, let's open this up and see what's inside. So let's open this, and we've got a paper on the top. Take that out. And then inside the box, we have 2 bags of coffee with some really lovely packaging from Love Coffee, and I believe they're roasted, I believe that's in Sweden. Yes, in Lund, Sweden. And you can see we have a washed Colombian coffee and a natural Ethiopian coffee. And what's really cool about what I'm seeing at the bottom here is they have these little tags. It looks like they're giving you a lot of great information that you might not necessarily get off of the bag itself or from the roaster. So with this one, for instance, for the Ethiopian, you're able to get quite a bit of information actually. So we see it's a natural. We get the altitude, which is really awesome. That's quite a high altitude. And of course it tells you the roaster and some of the places you can find them, but it's really cool that they actually give you the machine they use in the city. And then I guess you can mark some tasting notes here. This is a very thoughtful touch on their behalf. I think that the more information you can get, the better for me as a coffee drinker. I just love to kind of look at the stuff too while I'm making it, while I'm drinking it, and compare to other coffees that I've had, whether they're similar altitudes or processing methods or similar farms or varieties. It's just really cool to be able to do that. So let's brew some coffee, shall we? I decided to make these coffees using an AeroPress, as I've really enjoyed using AeroPress lately. I find that it's one of the methods that requires the least amount of adjustments, and it seems to work right out of the bag in creating a really nice overall balance in flavor and acidity. I'm using 14 grams in and about 200 grams or right to the top of an inverted AeroPress. My water temperature is going to be 90 degrees, and I've just started to grind the coffee. The Colombian coffee has a really nice aroma to it. I can smell apples, red currant, and some cinnamon, and some other spices in there as well. After drinking the coffee, I found it to be super clean. There's no bitterness or astringency. It has a really nice crisp apple acidity with some nuttiness to it, and it's just a really nice crowd pleaser. The Ethiopian coffee has a really nice aroma of sort of darker, heavier fruit notes, maybe cherries or blackberries, and tasting it, it definitely has a sort of blueberry taste. It's slightly floral and definitely reminiscent of some black tea. Both really solid coffees, presenting well right out of the bag. So is this a subscription for you? Well, if you like a light roasted style and you want a little variety from different roasters, I think this is a great option. You know you are going to get quality coffee, as they're always picking some of the best roasters, and you can see this in some of their past releases. You do need to consider where you live though, as shipping times can vary. For instance, getting it to Canada can take around 2 weeks or sometimes 2 to 4 weeks. Although I will say that I've had many coffees that are between 4 and even 6 weeks old. I've found as long as it remains in its original packaging without exposure to moisture or heat or sunlight, it tends to preserve a very high quality. There are actually a lot of roasters now encouraging you to rest your beans for up to 2 weeks. This is a newer idea, but it seems to have some merit, so I wouldn't really worry too much about shipping time. I wanted to mention one really cool thing about Kaffe Box, which is that they work with water.org to help provide clean drinking water for developing countries, and these countries are often the same countries that are making our green coffee. For every bag they sell, they can provide a month's worth of drinking water. So, very cool company. I'm loving the niche that they're going for, and it's just great to know where your money is going, as there's a lot of options for coffee out there. That about wraps things up. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the folks at Kaffe Box for sending me this package to review. Check out their website in the description below, and let me know in the comments if you've used a subscription service in the past and what your experience has been. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again next week. Have a great day.